What is up, everyone? It's been a while. For you guys, I'm dropping 10 episodes at once, so it's literally right after the next. But in my time, my real world time, it's been like 2 weeks. So basically, I haven't dropped since my birthday. We're recording this on February 12th, 2025. I recorded in January 22nd. So damn, it's been like 2 3 fucking weeks, man. It's been a crazy 3 weeks, to be honest with you. There's just been a lot going on. Like, for instance, the last most recent thing I did was I went snowboarding with my brother. Um and it was a humbling experience. Not for me. I'm not a snowboarder. I ski, but it's if you've never snowboarded before and never skied before, you need to kind of humble your expectations of how good you're going to be. Everyone has that misconception of like, yo, I'm going to get on the mountain, just fucking crush it. Like, I'm going to make the mountain my bitch. Like, I'm going to cover the mountain and come. Like, that's not going to happen your first time around, especially for snowboarding. Skiing is a little easier to pick up, but harder to master. Snowboarding is harder to pick up, easier to master. And if you're doing snowboarding for the first time and you haven't done like surfing and or skateboarding before, you're gonna have a really tough time. Right? I don't want to discourage anyone from doing it. I'd say if you haven't done it, definitely do it at least once in your life, to just say you've done it. Personally, I love skiing. It's one of my favorite activities to do. I'm pretty good at skiing. I'll be going like fucking 35 40 down the mountain, just zooming past people, going crazy. I'm not an expert at skiing by any means, but like I can hold my own essentially. Like I would say I'm like in between intermediate and advanced when it comes to skiing. My brother, his first time snowboarding ever. I try to convince him to do skiing because it's easier and he's older. He's 31. He's like, no, I want to do snowboarding. I should have took a before and after video. I was telling him like, yo, lower your expectations. Like, this is going to be hard. You're not going to get this your first time around. Like, this is not easy. And he was just like, I got this. I have good balance. I'm going to crush it. I don't got to worry about it. Anyone who's familiar with skiing or snowboarding, during the trails, it's not just skiing down the mountain or snowboarding down the mountain. That's it. There's multiple different trails going down that mountain. And each trail, it's a variation of difficulty. So the easiest trails are green trails. Those are for beginners, people who just want to have a good time, go down smoothly, nothing too steep, nothing too crazy. Blue trails are intermediate. So people who like actually know how to ski and or snowboard effectively, they can go down those and have a fun time. And then lastly, there's black diamonds. So those are like advanced. You have to really know what you're doing. And they determine it by steepness. So greens are, like this, blues are like this, blacks are like that, basically, literally. I'm not even exaggerating. So yeah, and then there's bunny trails. So bunny trails are like, you literally have never done this before, so you got to like learn how to stop and shit. And usually little kids are on those trying to learn, or people who've never done it before just trying to learn, etc. So depending on a ski resort, for instance, a green in one ski resort could be a blue in another ski resort. And the blue in one ski resort could be the black in another ski resort. So there's a lot of like disparity between it, but generally you can follow those markers in order to determine what trail you should be doing based on like your experience level. I do blues. So I would do greens, I'll do blues. I don't really touch blacks, to be honest. But I remember I was telling my brother, like, listen, I'm going to drop you off on the bunny trail. Learn how to stop, get your feet wet, dip your toes in. I'm going to go hit a green, possibly hit a blue, and I'm going to come back for you. We can go down a green together, and we'll learn that way. And he's like, nah, I'm not doing the bunny trails. I'm beyond that. Like, I'm not doing that. He's like, bro, I'm going straight to the hill. And I'm like, dude, you can't go straight to the hill. You don't know what you're doing. Like, you're going to eat shit. So he was just being stubborn. I'm personally a stubborn person. If my stubborn level is on 100, his stubborn level is on 300. So whatever, okay, cool. So his stubborn level is on 300. He's extra stubborn. Like, we must have gotten it from our mom or something. But I was trying to convince him, yo, do the bunnies. Like, at least learn how to stop and how to maneuver before you do anything bigger than that. He was being stubborn. So I'm like, dude, I'm going to drop you off. I'm going to be back for you. Like, it's fine. I'm not abandoning you. I'm going to go do a blue and I'm going to come back. He's like, nah, I'm doing a blue with you. And I'm laughing. And we're on the line to get his rental equipment. I have all my equipment. We're waiting for his rental equipment. So I'm laughing. And I'm like, yo, you're not doing a blue. Like, blues can be pretty fucking steep. So he's like, nah, I can handle it. I got this. I'm like, bro, you don't got this. You don't even know what you're talking about, literally. So we're going back and forth. We get there. We're on the mountain now. There's a bunny trail. He's asking me to do the bunny with him. I'm like, yo, I don't do bunnies no more. Like, I've done my rite of passage. I've done my bunnies. I'm beyond bunnies now. Like, I'm not doing that. I should have done it in hindsight just to, like, you know, be there with him. But I'm like, yo, do that. I'm going to do this green. He was stubborn. He's like, no, I'm going to do the green with you. We're going back and forth for like 5 minutes. I cave. I'm like, yo, fine. You want to do the green? Fuck it. We can do the green. But I'm not helping you at all. Like, I'm not helping you get up. I'm not doing anything. Like, you're going to learn the hard way. So we get on the lift. He nearly bombs getting on the lift, which I've never seen before. He nearly bombs getting on the lift. We get there. He bombs getting off the lift. And as soon as we got to the top, it sunk in. It hit him hard. He was like, oh shit, like, what do I do? Because he doesn't know what he's doing at all. He's like, he just doesn't know. So he's like, yo, like, what do I do? Like, how do I maneuver? How to do this and that? And I shit you not, this green run, there's some green ones that are like, 3, 4, 5 minutes long. There's some green runs that are like 2 seconds long. This one's like a 2-second long. This was literally just a hill, a small ass hill. So it took him, I'm not kidding you, like 30 minutes to get down this stupid hill. He'll get up, go 2 feet, bomb. Get up, go 2 feet, bomb. Get up, go 2 feet, bomb. And I was waiting for a midway and I'm laughing because, like, it's basically like I told you so moment. And I could just see, like, the fun just draining from his eyes. It got real for him. So I can just see, like, he was not having a good time. It happened quickly. Like, his facial expression just changed, which I felt bad. But it's like, yo, you should have listened to me at the end of the day. Like, this is entirely your fault. So I do that run like twice. It's a bullshit run. I'm just zooming through it. Do it twice. He still there. He finally gets back. We do it again. It still takes him like 20 minutes, but he's still bombing, but it's a little better. And I'm like, all right, bro, I just did that green run. I'm not kidding you, like 8 times. So I'm like, bro, I'm doing a blue. Like, I'm bored as shit right now. Like, I'm going to do a blue and come back for you. He's like, nah, we're doing it together. I'm like, bro, you can't do this. Like, this, you can't handle this, dude. Like, what do you? And he's just being stubborn. So I'm like, fuck it, we'll do a blue. Like, if you get hurt, you get hurt. So this blue run, also bullshit. It's just one big hill. It's not even that steep. So I do the blue run. I was originally going to wait for him so we can do it together. The issue is it was so packed that, like, people it was packed full of kids, full of old people and shit. There was someone that was skiing sideways, which is like, dude, when you're skiing down the mountain, just go down. There's no reason why you're going across. Yes, like an S formation is important, but you're literally going diagonal. Like, you can't do that, bro. So I'm swerving past people. I can barely brake. If I wasn't as experienced, I definitely would have crashed into someone. So I couldn't really wait for him. I shit you not. He took like an hour to get down that fucking mountain, bro. And it's not even that big either, but it took him an hour. He was bombing the whole way down. I went up again. I saw him ski to his position. We went a little bit. He was fucking bombing. And afterwards, he's like, yo, I'm done. So he did 3 runs in a span of 2 hours. And he just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, my body's in pain. Like, and I asked him, like, dude, try skiing. He's like, nah, I don't want to do skiing. I have no interest in it. He's like, and I asked him, you should try this again. Like, like, you're only going to get better the more you try it. And he's just like, nah, I'm done. I never want to do this again. And I get why. Like, you're older. You don't want to fucking put yourself through that constantly. So I get it. I don't want to, sorry to bog you guys down with like 5 to 7 minutes of just talking about skiing and or snowboarding. But I just wanted to tell you that story because it was pretty funny. And yeah, if you are going to ski or snowboard for the first time, humble your expectations, go on the bunny trails and learn, watch videos on how to stop, put on the skis, put on the snowboard, put on the boots, etc. And most importantly, have fun and realize it's going to be a learning experience. I could definitely talk about like my experience skiing and how I overcome that because it was a shit show my first time as well. I'm by far no expert in or master. So that could be definitely for another episode. But specifically for this episode, what I wanted to do is talk about personality tests. So your personality, you getting to know yourself. And I actually wanted to do a personality test on the podcast. So I'm reading through the questions, I'm answering them in real time, etc. And we're going to get a result at the end. Now, I think it's really important, especially as you get older, to learn who you are, right? Very important to know who you are, what makes you tick, what makes you don't tick, things you like, things you don't like, etc. And naturally, you start to learn these things as you get older. Like personally, I know like there's just certain things I don't like, certain things I don't want to deal with, certain things that turn me off, certain things I really enjoy, certain things that make me feel engaged, etc. So you're going to start to know this as you get older, but I think it's definitely important to know like the further intricacies of who you are on a deeper level. The personality test can help with that. Now, the personality test, there's a lot of them. So in the US, I think there's like fucking 2,500 personality tests. Is way too much. There are some that are like the most renowned as far as overall accuracy goes. Now, none of these personality tests are 100% accurate. I have to be honest with you. And they're not going to paint a full picture into who you are. I think if you do like some of the major ones, then it would start to paint a fuller picture of who you are as far as like a completer picture. But not just one off the bat is going to show you this is you, etc. There is one that's the most renowned, which is MBTI, or the 16 personalities test. So there's 16 different personalities that you can, or the categories you can fit into, etc. So that's the one I'm going to do on this podcast today. But there's multiple other ones. So we have 16 personality tests. We have DISC, which is like if you're choleric, someone who's strong-willed, phlegmatic, someone who's more easygoing, melancholy, someone who's more like artistic and or like, you know, reserved, or sanguine, someone who's more like, you know, bubbly and outgoing, etc. There's the attachment style. So how do you like express love? There's secure, there's avoidant, there's anxious, etc. So I'm primarily going to be going over just a 16 personality test. Now, technically, I've already done this, but and my personality, I would say, is pretty fitting to who I am, just from the rip, just from what I've seen. I'm going to do it again because I heard that you can get mixed results doing it the first time. It's been like 3 years since I've done it, so let's see if it's different. I don't think it would be, to be honest. But yeah, it's called Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI. It's the most popular personality test out of all of them. There's a bunch of other alternate personality tests you can try, like Strength Finders, Team Dynamics, the Big Five personality traits, Enneagrams, etc. All of those are just like alternatives to the MBTI personality test. But as I said beforehand, according to most scientists, it is not that accurate, and inconsistency as far as measurements and personality traits is going to be hard for personality testing to fit you into one bubble because people are just very, very unique in different ways. That's why I'm emphasizing if you do a lot of them, you would get a more broader picture into who you are as a person. So for mine, when I did it, I got an INFJ, which I'm going to be discussing again if I get that. I don't want to discuss it now and then do a test and it's something completely different, and it just defeats the purpose. But for this test, I'm an INFJ. For the DISC personality test, I am a melancholy, so someone who's more reserved, someone who very much enjoys the arts, someone who is more on the negative side, glass half empty kind of guy, which I would say I definitely am. Attachment style, avoidant attachment style, which means that like they're not overly into like affection and like physical touch and that kind of stuff. They basically they feel comfortable being like more alone than anything else, which I would say is definitely me as well. Melancholies tend to have that as well. For INFJs, I guess I can give an example of what INFJ is, but it's called the advocate personality, I believe. Yes, the advocate personality. And basically they're people who like really, really want to make the world just a better place as a whole. So they just want to help their fellow man to the best of their capabilities. These people tend to be more reserved, not very outspoken, very introverted. I would say that that's me to a T. These people tend to be like good public speakers and or leaders. I would say I have that capability as well, to some degree, of course. I don't want to toot my own horn. And these people tend to have like a high morality. So they know right from wrong, and they try their best to do the things that are right or what they deem as right, which I would say I am that way too. I think I have additional notes on INFJs, but that's just the basic gist of it. And yeah, we're gonna jump into it. Let's do this personality test, shall we, guys? All right, I have the link here. It's currently loading. My phone's taking forever. Okay, guys, it is taking a while. And I can drop the link. It's called 16personalities.com. And as soon as you go there, it's going to say take the test. Currently taking the test. Free personality test. Okay. You regularly make new friends. And it's various degrees. So we have 1 in the middle, 3 going left, 3 going right. That means disagree. 3 going left. That means agree. I'm going to go with second to far right. So like, disagree, not all the way entirely, but I disagree. I'm just not, I wouldn't say I'm the most approachable person. If you approach me, I'm going to talk to you. Personally, I wouldn't want to talk to you, to be honest with you. If I'm in a setting where I need to talk to people, I can do it. It's just not really my thing, and it drains me really, really fast. It's just who I am. So I would say I'm right around there. Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. I 100% agree. If you were to look at my YouTube, my algorithm, it's just like physics, mathematical theories, finance, things along the lines of the finance realm. Like, that's just what I personally like and what I'm into. So I would say I highly agree here. You usually feel more persuaded by what resonates emotionally with you than factual arguments. I would say that one's hard. That one is hard. I think that's more in the middle. It depends, because if you're just spewing bullshit as your argument, but you're passionate about it, I'm gonna notice that there's no facts. I'm gonna be like, well, there's holes into your argument. But if you were to outline everything just factually, like to a T, that would probably persuade me more. So I'm gonna go one bubble to the left. To the right, which is disagree. Your living and working spaces are clean and organized. 100% me, man. I fucking hate a mess. I hate when my house is like a mess. I hate when it's dirty. I hate when it's unorganized. I just can't do it. Some people can live like that. It bothers the shit out of me. I remember one time I was dating a girl and she came over for the first time. She was just like, you literally, this place looks like it's like in IKEA. Because like nothing is out of place. Like it just looked like a regular room setup, and that was just how my apartment was 24/7. So I strongly agree here. You usually stay calm and even under a lot of pressure. I would agree with this as well. I have a weird ability in like staying calm under like really pressure and crazy situations. So I would agree here. There are times where like, especially with work, if everyone's blowing mine, I'm going to get upset. But for the most part, I'm pretty chill. So I'm going to do second last to left, which is like strongly agree, but not all the way to agree. You find the idea of networking and promoting yourself to strangers to be daunting. Agree, 100%. It's not easy for your boy to do so. I just don't like it. So I'm going to hit all the way agree, to be honest. Okay, so we finished that page. You prioritize and plan tasks effectively, often completing them well before the deadlines. 100% agree. I'm going to go all the way agree, to be honest with you. I'm pretty spot on in getting shit done when it needs to get done. People's stories and emotions speak louder to you than numbers or data. Oof. I agree, man. I would say I agree. Like, there's nothing like a good emotional story or an emotional basis. I have the ability to feel that empathy, you know? I do love numbers and data, though. I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to say agree, but not all the way. So, like, the one right next to the middle, which is, like, neutral. You like to use organizing tools to schedule. What the fuck was that? You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists. I do. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I like planning shit out. So I'm going to say agree. Strong agree, not all the way, but strong. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and or knowledge. Yes. I'm going to go strong agree, not all the way, but strong. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up conversation? Fuck no, I cannot do that. That's not who I am. So I'm going to go all the way disagree. You're not too interested in discussions about various interpretations of creative works. I disagree. I actually am very interested on those kind of topics. So I'm going to go with disagree. Next, you prioritize facts over people's feelings when determining a course of action. I disagree there. I'm going to do Yeah, I'm gonna do the second to the right. So not all the way disagree, but I overall just disagree. You often allow the day to unfold without any schedule at all. That's literally not who I am. I have to have a schedule, so I'm gonna disagree. You really worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. I strongly disagree. I often do worry about that. The person did like me to some degree, what they thought about me, etc. So I'm going to do second to the right, disagree. You enjoy participating in team-based activities. I mean, in regards to like soccer, yes. In regards to work, hell no. I'd rather just do my job just by my own efforts, by my own accord. So I'm going to go disagree. Not strong, but disagree. You enjoy experimenting with new and untested approaches. I do agree with that, to be honest with you. There's times where you kind of have to break the wheel, if you will, to try something new. But I don't 100% want to do that all the time. So I'm going to go just like the first one to the left, agree. So just a little bit agree. You prioritize being sensitive over being completely honest. I disagree there. I'm going to do the first bubble to the right, disagree. So I want to be as honest and blunt as possible, but I am aware that can like really turn people off. It can hurt people's feelings. So I don't want to be a dick. So I always try to find that balance. So I'm going to go disagree. Next, you actively seek out new experiences and knowledge areas to explore. I agree. You are prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse. Agreed. You enjoy solitary hobbies or activities more than group. Yes, I agree. I'm going to do second to the left, agree. You cannot imagine yourself writing fictional stories for a living. I'm going to do agree, bubble to the left. I can't imagine it personally, but I think I could do it if I needed to be honest. I'm a pretty creative person. Your favorite efficiencies and decisions, even if it means disregarding some emotional aspects. I disagree there, to be honest with you. I'm able to see the emotional components in everything. There's times where you have to disregard emotions, but I personally wouldn't want to do it. So I'm going to do disagree to the right. So basically like the next one to middle. So like a little disagree basically. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. Yes, I agree. I don't like relaxing when there's a mess. In disagreements, you prioritize providing your point over preserving the feelings of others. I would say agree to some regard, a little agree to be honest. You usually wait for others to introduce themselves first in social gatherings. Agreed. Your mood can change very quickly. Not, not really to be honest with you. I don't think my mood is affected that much. Um, I would say I'm pretty steady for the most part. You're not easily swayed by emotional arguments. I would say I can be personally. Like if the facts are there and they have a good point and the passion's there and the charisma's there, I think I could be swayed. So fuck it, I'm gonna do neutral because I don't really know. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. Highly disagree. You enjoy debating ethical dilemmas. I very much agree. You usually prefer to be around others rather than your own. On others rather than on your own. Excuse me, your own. I was gonna be like, what does that even mean? But no, I want to be on my own. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. Disagree. I personally love that shit. When facts and feelings conflict, you usually find yourself following your heart. I disagree, to be honest. I'm going to do second to right disagree. I'm pretty logical in my decision making. You find it challenging to maintain a consistent work or your study schedule. I disagree. You rarely second guess the choices that you have made. Ooh. I'm going to disagree, small disagree. Your friends would describe you as a lively and outgoing. Fuck no, they wouldn't. You are drawn to various forms of creative expression, such as writing. I agree. You usually base your choices on objective facts rather than emotional expressions. I'm gonna do little agree. You like to have a to-do list for each day. I'm gonna do agree. I'm gonna do neutral. There's times where I do that, times where I don't do that. You rarely feel insecure. Strongly disagree. You avoid making phone calls. I fucking hate being on the phone. I agree. You enjoy exploring. What is that? What is that? You enjoy exploring unfamiliar ideas and/or viewpoints. I agree. How long is this damn thing? You can easily connect with people you have just met. I disagree. Your plans are interrupted. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. Yes, I agree. You are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago. I agree. You're not too interested in discussing theories on what the world could look like in the future. Strongly disagree. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Disagree. When making decisions, you focus more on how the affected people might feel than on what is the most logical and efficient. I would say I disagree a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy and organized, consistent efforts. Disagree. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it would take them to feel disappointed in you. Damn, what the fuck? That is deep. What the hell is that one about? Let me repeat that one for everyone in the audience. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it would take them to feel disappointed in you. I'm going to go neutral. That one was too deep for me. You would love a job that required you to work alone most of the time. Highly agree. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. Strongly disagree. You feel more drawn to busy, bustling atmospheres and quiet, intimate places. I love a good city atmosphere, man. If I'm in like a quiet, intimate place, I think eventually that would drive me crazy. Eventually that would fuck with me, especially now in my point of life. Like I couldn't live like, in the middle of nowhere. I could make it work possibly, but I think that would drive me crazy. So I'm going to do disagree. If your decision feels right to you, you often act on it without needing further proof. I'm going to say disagree. You often feel overwhelmed. I'm going to say disagree. Little disagree. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. For the most part, I would say a little agree. You prefer tasks that require you to come up with creative solutions rather than follow concrete steps. Neutral. I like both, to be honest with you. I like when things are like detailed and planned out, and there's times where I want to be creative. You are more likely to rely on emotional intuition and logical reasoning when making choices. I disagree. You struggle with deadlines. Disagree. You feel confident that things will work out for you. I a little agree. I am a male. All right, Kate, we are done. That was long as shit. We're going to see the results. Drum roll, please. INTJ. So very, very close to my other personality. It was INFJ. This one's INTJ. This is the personality of the archetype. So an INTJ architect, you possess a rare combination of vision and pragmatism. Your analytical mind constantly seeks to understand the world around you. Driven by insatiable curiosity and desire to improve systems ideas, your approach to life with a strategic mindset, always looking several steps ahead and planning for various contingencies. Your independent nature is one of your defining characteristics. Your value, your autonomy, and you often prefer to work alone. Trusting your own judgment and abilities above all else. The self-reliance combined with your intellectual prowess allows you to tackle complex problems with confidence and innovation. Okay, so now there's like a personality traits breakdown. So introverted, I am 92% introverted. Holy shit. Intuitive, I am. So you have introverted, extroverted. Then you have intuitive, observant. I am 85% intuitive. Now nature, thinking or feeling, I am 58% thinking. Tactics, judging or prospecting, I am 86% judging. So I would say the introverted part, correct. I would say I'm more observant than intuitive. So I think that's incorrect. Thinking part, I would say I'm pretty split on thinking and feeling. So I say that's correct. I'm more judging and prospecting. I would say is correct. And I'm an observant or turbulent, 60% turbulent. I would say that is correct. I'm not that of an observant person. Okay, your rational approach to life serves you well in many situations. That can sometimes create a challenge in your personal relationship. You may find emotional expressions of social niceties puzzling and or unnecessary. Direct communication and logical discussions, this tendency can make you appear aloof and detached to others even when you care deeply. Your pursuit of knowledge and improvements is relentless. You have a high standard for yourself and others, always striving for efficiencies and effectiveness in all areas of life. This drives me to be a perfectionist, essentially. So there's multiple other aspects of things that are going into, like career-wise, what would be your best career path, influential traits. I'm a perfectionist, I'm ambitious, I'm motivated, I have the desire to lead. My strengths, so strategic vision, analytical thinking, independent thinker, efficiency. My weakness, high standards, aversion to routine, direct communication style, too independent. Okay. Some of my other strengths, seeking growth, objective self-analysis, long-term planning, intellectual curiosity, overlooking emotional intelligence. I disagree with that one. Analysis paralysis, I do think that's true. Perfectionism, I do think that's true. Need for control, I do think that's true as well. In your relationships, you value depth, authenticity, intellectual connection above all else. You seek partners and friends who can engage in meaningful conversations, appreciate your unique perspective on the world. Your loyalty, commitment run deep, even if you don't always express your feelings openly. Some more strengths. We have loyal, intellectual depth, direct communication, problem-solving skills, emotionally reserved, dislike small talk, need for independence, high expectations. So, personally, what do I think of this? I don't think it's that accurate, to be honest with you. I feel like the INFJ fit more my personality. And that's the thing about these personality tests. As we said, it's not 100% accurate. So for instance, I'm going to read out INFJ, and if you know me, you would see which one I am more of. Idealist principled people, INFJ, are content to coast through life. They want to stand up and make a difference. For these compassionate personalities, success doesn't always come from money, status, or seeking fulfillment, helping others and being a force for good in the world. I often dream about being the president so I could change this country for the better for all of the people, not just the fucking oligarchs. So I would say this is more fitting of my personality. People with this personality, type care and integrity, they rarely satisfy until they get done what they know to be right. Conscientious to the core, they move through life with a clear sense of their values and aim to never lose sight what truly matters, not according to other people or society at large, but according to their own wisdom and intuition. I would say, and let's see the strengths. I can list off the strengths, and let's see if the strengths are more fitting. Okay, so insightful, principled, passionate, altruistic, creative. Weaknesses: sensitive to criticism, I would say I am. Reluctant to open up, definitely. Perfectionist, definitely. Avoiding the ordinary, definitely. Prone to burnout, most definitely. Yeah, man, I'm going to say in regards to personalities, I think I fit more of my former personality than my latter personality. They are somewhat very similar, INTJ and FJ. But that's the point of this. Like, it's not going to be 100% accurate, as we said beforehand. There's going to be some variance, of course. So I do suggest that you do it like 2-3 times over to see if there's like any consistencies into your personalities and which one that you're getting. But I do think overall, the point of this is to better get to know yourself, know who you are, know what makes you tick, just further deeper into your life and how you can ultimately make yourself better as a whole. Because you can, for instance, do this test and realize, hey, like this does resonate with me. Like I'm kind of am like this, you know, like I do want to do this. Like I do strive for this. These are my weaknesses. These are my strengths, etc. So ultimately it can be overall positive. So I do suggest you can do the test a couple times over. I just did it. It was only a couple minutes. You could do some other personality tests as well to get like a broader picture. But yeah, I just thought it would be interesting to do a personality test to see what would it be. Entertain you guys to some degree and see if it really is truly accurate or that inaccurate as, you know, the research shows. And the research shows that it's not going to be 100% on point all the times. Of course, it's entirely dependent on your answers. And there's times where my answers change. Like I was feeling this answer today, or maybe if you asked me a week later, I would have answered differently. Or maybe if I just finished getting from a fight or have like an emotional experience, I would have answered more emotionally rather than logical, etc. So again, it's not going to be 100% accurate, but it was pretty fun to do, and I do suggest doing it. And yeah, that is the Pitre podcast. It was a pleasure. I was going to say talking with you guys today. I did all the talking, so it's a pleasure having you guys listen to me, I guess. And stay tuned for the next episode. Bye, guys. Peace out.